Are we ready? Yeah.
Ahoy, hoy, I'm Pavo.
And I'm Neil. What's wrong, pal? Something happened in your voice there.
Didn't that come out the way that it's supposed to? Yeah,
Are you fed up of doing this? Is it too much like
Welcome.
Oh,
Welcome to That's No Moon.
That's better. It's a podcast.
Indeed. It's your weekly digest of all the Star Wars news you need to know. Live on Facebook. No.
Live on YouTube.
Live on YouTube. And also coming in your ears on Apple Podcasts and everywhere else you can get podcasts. Hello, Neil.
Marvellous. Hello, pal. How are you?
So how are we doing?
Apart from sounding right down in the dumps.
I know.
Oh.
I'll tell you, I went and saw The Greatest Showman at the cinema on Saturday.
Yeah.
And they still had the big poster for The Last Jedi on the front of the cinema.
Yeah.
And it really made me I just wanted to see it like one more time in the cinema.
Okay. And was it showing at all?
No, it wasn't. It's finished now.
Well, we'll talk about that in here.
Oh, there you go. But it was just weird. I saw and I thought, I really want to see it again. I really want to see it again.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one, but I'm going to have to wait, I think.
Yeah.
Unless there's some sort of... There's probably a kids showing, in the morning club. You can go sit there and it's only like £1.
I would do that. I doubt that would be a kid.
Oh, they did it for The Force Awakens.
Did they?
Yeah, not the... I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking... Caravan and Courage, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. You need to back up your statements with facts,
Facts?
But we're living in a fake news reality world, so let's crack on with what's happening.
So with last week's news that the Game of Thrones...
Jesus, you got to shout.
I'm waking you up, man. Waking you up.
I'm alright.
The Thrones showrunners were commissioned to write a new series of films.
Indeed.
We emphasised the series because I said trilogy, somewhere else said trilogy, and they came back and said, no, a series of films.
I did say to you last week.
Yeah.
Series.
No, yeah. Bob Iger has confirmed that multiple shows based on the Star Wars franchise will be coming exclusively to their new streaming service. So the Disney streaming service will have this. We know that a live-action series has been commissioned and will happen. We don't know what it is. But also, after the Fox takeover, there seems to be a few, when I say a few, new animated series on the way. So...
No, you sound like Foghorn Leghorn there.
Did I?
You said I say a new.
I see it. So, what do you think of that? Will you subscribe to the Disney thing?
Probably.
I think I will.
I think it's that thing. I mean, I subscribe to Netflix and I subscribe to Sky Go and I subscribe to what's the other one? Amazon. And it's
Now?
because
Do you do Now TV?
No, don't do Now TV. But I've got all the channels on Sky. And just because you're worried that you're going to miss something.
Right.
Now, I think they've said that they're going to pull Disney are going to pull all the Marvel, apart from Netflix Marvel stuff.
Yeah, but they will be streaming it as well, apparently.
Are they? Right, okay.
So it'll be in conjunction with Netflix. So Netflix are financing the series, so they'll get it first, and then it will be shown again on the Disney.
Depending on how, I mean, they're going to charge $9.99. They charge a going rate, aren't they? Because what's Amazon? $7.99?
Well, Amazon is one lump payment, isn't it?
Or you can still pay it.
Can you?
You can pay it per month. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then I think I'm paying I think it's $8.99 for.
So you've
Netflix.
got multiple users.
Because I've got all the kids are watching stuff on Netflix.
Right.
And
so
stuff
you've got
like
everything.
That,
so I think I've got the $7.99 basic. The package, which has got the HD on it as well.
Yeah.
So it's just me, but I can watch things in the HD. I'll watch it. I think we're going to, aren't we, me and you? Because it's going to show the new Star Wars series. It's going to be exclusive on there.
The trouble is, it's going to be. Are they going to go for quantity over quality? Now you would hope you've only got to look at things like the Marvel TV series. They've been hit and miss.
Yeah,
they seem to have sort of got a bit of a lull. I mean, I haven't finished watching Defenders yet.
Me neither. 2 episodes in and I'm bored.
And I've watched 2 episodes of The Punisher, but I think that's more about the fact that there isn't enough time in the day to watch these things.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. Netflix has saturated the Marvel series. The first Daredevil was fantastic. I even quite enjoyed Jessica Jones, although I found her quite annoying as a character. I thought David Tennant made that series. Daredevil 2 was superb as the Punisher. Really enjoyed Luke Cage. And then all of a sudden, by the time I finished Luke Cage, there was Man with the Iron Fist. Didn't bother with that because I thought, I can't get into this. Then suddenly the Defenders, and I thought, well, I need to watch that. Started that and thought, it just feels the same. The same thing is being churned out again. And I couldn't be bothered, and I haven't watched The Punisher, and we've got Jessica Jones 2 literally about to hit us. So I hope they don't go down the same route as Netflix have done with Marvel and been a bit too saturated.
But again, I think we're spoiled, aren't we? We're living in an age now where they're going to... It's a Disney Channel, but it is going to have so much Star Wars content.
Well, and they said Star Wars, Marvel, and don't forget there's Disney films, and they're going to do series. Pixar are talking about doing a series now for the streaming thing.
To be fair, they could probably charge 15 quid and people will pay it.
Yeah.
Because it'll be the sort of thing that they'll want to be able to see.
And it'll be the only place that you can watch all the movies. Exactly. Because they'll all be pulled off of all the other streaming services.
Yeah, unless you go and buy them in physical form, which is, those days are numbered.
Well,
things like that.
Like we found out in that interview last night about Blu-ray. Yeah. You're still buying things.
Yeah. So it's exciting, and this is 2019 they're talking about.
It is supposed to be launched in 2019, not the Star Wars series itself.
No.
They haven't given a date or anything about the Star Wars series. They have just said that the streaming service is supposed to start with all the films on there by 2019.
But it wouldn't surprise me that they've already started work on those things. Do you know what I mean? It's not like they'll wait for the TV channel or the app or whatever you want to call it, the streaming service to open up, and then they'll start.
No. I would imagine all the scripts are being written. I would imagine even like the shooting of the animated series that they're now speaking of is underway because of the length of time it takes to do an animated show.
And also, you got they have to have something big and shiny to open up with.
Oh yeah.
They can't just say, "Oh, come and watch all the films that you've seen on other streaming services, and we'll charge you £15." If there is like the Old Republic, the series, everybody's going to do it just for that.
Oh, they will do that.
Yeah,
at the moment they're only talking about doing it via, they've got all the films and that's what they'll open. They're not going to spill their beans until nearer the date, are they?
You don't want to spill your beans.
Never spill your beans. Right, EW Entertainment Weekly had
EW?
Have you seen all these exclusive pictures and interviews with the cast, the crew on from Solo?
Okay.
Now, have you looked through these?
No,
it is all online.
Okay.
So do have a look. I'm only going to run through little bits here and there because there's so much content on there. I would highly recommend having a look. We see new shots of Han and Chewie in the Millennium Falcon.
Nice.
So nice pictures. And I have to say, I'm starting to look at him as Han Solo.
Right, okay.
Does that make sense? Not as Harrison Ford, as Han Solo. There's certain pictures that you can see on these, and I was thinking to myself, yeah, I can see him. I can see it. There's pictures of Han and Kira, I think it's pronounced.
Yeah, that's...
played by Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones. And it was confirmed in those whole series of interviews and that it's Solo's love interest.
Ooh.
They don't say in what way or what capacity, but love interest. And an interview with the magazine Alden Ehrenreich speaks how he met with Harrison Ford for pointers on the role of Han Solo, with Ford telling him, "Tell them I told you everything you needed to know and that you can't tell anyone about it." That's all he said. So in the interview, but he did say that Alden Ehrenreich has said that he did give him pointers and things like that.
That's nice.
And he come across, he's happy with him, and apparently has seen the film now. Right. For all the photos and interviews, go to ew.com. You can find it all over the place, but I'd highly recommend having a look at it. There's loads of stuff. There's an interview between Ron Howard and George Lucas together.
Nice.
They met up. They're buddies, aren't they, from the days of Willow. So, yeah, that was a big one. Now, were you a fan of the Top Trumps game?
I used to love Top Trumps.
And me.
Yeah.
What was your favourite pack that you had?
I think I used to get footballers.
Right.
One. I used to like them.
I had a horror one.
Right.
My friend, it's at primary school, my friend had the horror game. We had Dracula and everything, and I thought, I always wanted that. And it took me ages to find a pack, and it was in Cornwall or Newquay, something like that when we were on holiday. There I found it. Well, anyway, Top Trumps are going to release a collectible version for the Star Wars universe.
Okay.
It's going to come in a Death Star tin.
Ooh.
It looks really nice, actually. So if you want to collect it, there's that version, or you can get the game on its own. So is that something you would buy, do you think?
Probably. I've got versions of Star Wars ones, like the prequel trilogy one.
Yeah, they did those.
Yeah, but I'd be interested to have a look at. Not that we need any more bloody...
Be nice to have a
crap in
game
there.
of it, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would be, yeah.
Because I haven't played Top Trumps for ages. I've got a couple of packs. Got Classic Babes. Somebody gave it to me for
So
Christmas.
who's that? Like Marilyn Monroe and people like
There
that?
is,
Or
yeah, it says Classic Babes, and then there's Halle Berry and people like that in it.
Lucy Pinder.
No, she's not in there. Gillian Anderson was on it. It's done by FHM.
Alright. Bella Emberg. She passed away not long ago, I think, Bella Emberg.
Really?
I think so, yeah. I meant to say it on the.
Oh, my heart just
I meant
dropped
to
a
say it
little.
on the radio show on the Thursday. I'm sure it was a couple of weeks ago.
Oh no, my heart's just dropped a little bit.
Sorry about
Right, so listen to this. Boy, have we got a vacation for you.
that. Oh yeah, I have seen this.
Okay, that's the saying and the logo for the forthcoming Star Wars themed hotel. At the recent presentation at D23 in Japan, Walt Disney Parks chairman Bob Chapek, I think it is, explained that the guests who attend the currently untitled Star Wars Hotel will get an even more immersive Star Wars experience than the one that's at the Galaxy Edge. So, he said, from the moment guests arrive at the hotel, their journey through space will begin as everyone boards a starship and departs together for a multi-day Star Wars adventure. Look at you nodding.
I know.
An opening date for the hotel has not yet been announced, but it can't come too soon. We're ready to vacation in a galaxy far, far away. Now, for people that don't know, the Galaxy Edge will open with 2 attractions. The first one being a ride that lets guests at the control of the Millennium Falcon, and the second being a dark ride that puts guests in the middle of a battle between the Resistance and the First Order. So you were aiming to go, aren't you, in 2019? Because it's your 50th and...
It's my 50th and mine and my wife's 25th wedding anniversary, so we're saving up as we speak to go in probably, well, we're looking at September, October, November time 2019. So
which one are you going to go to? Because they're opening a few, aren't they?
Well, it's going to be in Anaheim. It's to Disney World and Disneyland is where they're doing. So it's going to be in Florida is where we're going to go. And I saw the thing about the hotel. We've got quite a strict budget for what we want to be able to do, and my wife has given me 3 days specifically for Star Wars Land. So we're going to do what we can in Star Wars Land. But I was reading this, and it's not going to be like anything anyone's seen, because especially in that hotel, you dress up as somebody from this planet or whatever, or you don't have to.
Apparently so.
And everything you do when you go to the Galaxy's Edge, it's almost like you're playing your own game.
Yeah, but you become your own character in the Star Wars universe.
And things that you do, I mean, like if you when you're playing the Millennium Falcon game, when you're piloting the Millennium Falcon, if you do well, then characters around the Galaxy's Edge treat you differently, and you get rewards, and you might get like a free glass of blue milk or something like that. You know, I mean, to me, I think, how the hell are you going to do that? But it sounds fascinating. It sounds fascinating to me. My only worry is that like something will happen, and then they'll say, "Oh no, we're going to put it back to 2020." And, you know, we've been saving up for 3 years to go to this, and then we'll miss it.
But then if you're booking that specific hotel, you should be, if it gets delayed and you've booked to go...
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual...
Star Wars Land.
The Galaxy's Edge. I'm talking about that
part
of it, the park. I mean, the hotel's going to be amazing, but we ain't going to afford to go to the hotel, because I can imagine that'll be...
Never say never.
Very expensive. But to be able to walk around the park... I'm just thinking to myself, we've spent all this time saving up, and then they'll say, unfortunately, we're a bit behind. It's going to be 2020. I think, bollocks. We'll never get another chance to go, and this is a perfect chance to go. And we know that it'll be absolutely heaving and packed. If I've got to spend a whole day queuing up to go to the Millennium, to sit in the chair at the Millennium Falcon, that's what I'll do. But that's what it sounds amazing.
It does sound. It sounds absolutely amazing.
It sounds fantastic.
So is Galaxy Edge going to be at both of them, or is it just one at the hotel? This new Star Wars hotel at one.
Well, Galaxy's Edge is the name of the land.
Is that that's whole land?
That's the name of the area. Yeah, and then the hotel is attached to the Galaxy's Edge. It's like a hotel on the land.
Right.
But it's obviously all in.
Because they were saying, somebody was reporting what they read in the D23 thing, that it reminds them, if you look at the report, it actually reminds them of Westworld.
Right.
The way they're working towards it.
Yeah.
Well, don't watch Westworld before you go there.
Oh no, I've already seen Westworld. Yeah.
Right.
The trailer for series 2 looked very good.
It does look very good.
Yeah.
So, last but not least, The Last Jedi Blu-ray release.
Yay!
Release is now rumoured to be the 27th of March. The digital download had a date on the Apple New Zealand site. It's actually got the 14th of March on there, so you can download it from there from the 14th of March if you're in New Zealand. They do think it'll be the same worldwide on the release of the 27th on Blu-ray. It does look like there is going to be the special edition that we spoke about before, because more and more pictures of the packaging are coming out with a book, 2 discs, some of them with 3 discs and things like that. So have a look. And it is rumoured
4K.
There is a 4K version coming, and it's also rumoured to be packed with exclusives and a commentary.
Good.
Exciting.
It is, and the thing is, I was going to do it on Saturday night, but I still haven't watched The Force Awakens with the J.J. Abrams commentary.
Really?
There's still all that time that I've had it now.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched it, and I need to. I've got a feeling I would probably know everything that he's gonna say now, but it's really weird that I haven't got round to it. The other thing I was going to ask, after what we spoke about last week with all these new movies
being planned,
do you? I think I did read this on another website as well. They asked the same question, and I thought got me thinking. Do you think this Star Wars story movies are now going to be going away?
What do you mean by that?
Well, because obviously, like you had Rogue One, the Star Wars story. Then you had
the standalone movie.
Yeah, Solo, a Star Wars story. The standalone movies, with the fact that they've now announced that Rian Johnson's got a trilogy, and the Game of Thrones guys have got a series of movies. Where would more standalone movies fit?
All they have confirmed is that they're doing an Obi-Wan, and that's it.
But
I think that's it.
I think they've confirmed that they are in talks. They never actually confirmed that like Ewan McGregor or there is somebody that's doing
could it be the Game of Thrones guys are doing the Obi-Wan movie?
As a series of movies?
No, but as part of a series of movies. A series of movies don't mean they're all linked.
I don't know.
Do you see what I mean? Unless, if it was a trilogy, you'd assume they were all linked.
I mean, the only thing I could say to that is maybe the Game of Thrones guys are going to be like the Kevin Feige of the standalone movies. So they're going to oversee the Boba Fett movie and the Yoda movie and the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, and do you know what I mean? That they oversee all of that.
Mm.
Or I don't know. I don't know whether, because that seems a bit too loose for me.
Because they sort of said they're going to start shooting in January for this, haven't they?
Are they?
For the Obi-Wan, yeah. Where did I read that one?
I mean, that was a few months back when we spoke about that, didn't we? Because they said they had a director and everything.
Yeah.
But nothing has really been...
Because at the D23, they've confirmed that they want to go for quite out there directors, different directors, haven't they? They want to use more women directors, people of ethnic origin directors.
Yeah, but then you say that, but then they've given a series of movies to 2 white dudes.
And another white
dude. And another white dude.
But then, because they're overseeing it, doesn't mean they're directing it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, that's absolutely... That's what got me thinking that maybe they are going to be like the overseer of this particular project of, say, 5 or 6 movies.
Yeah, because straight away we thought, they're going to do something like Game of Thrones and that.
Well, yeah.
They don't have to. They probably want to go as far away from Game of Thrones as they can. And just oversee something else. There's nothing to say they couldn't do, like you said, oversee the standalone movies or do a few of the standalone movies and work out other things or other directions they could do. We don't know that they couldn't be working on projects for the Star Wars channel, the Disney Channel, sorry. Yeah.
Or maybe it's a Star Wars Marvel crossover.
Well, we spoke about before. Also, did you see much of the D23? There's hardly any Star Wars stuff.
No,
there was footage of behind the scenes of Solo, a bit like what we saw about Rogue One, which we can't see yet. But they are saying it's the same one that was released in Germany about a month ago.
Right, okay.
It's the same thing. And that was pretty much it. JJ has turned up and just said, look, the stories are nearly there. He's due to start filming in the summer. Episode 9, he's excited about it and he's worked it all out. We all knew that. Well, he's not going to turn around and say, no, I'm not very excited about it.
No, of course.
And it's likewise with Rian Johnson. He was there, obviously speaking, and then he spoke about the Solo movie. He's not going to turn around and say it's bad. is he?
No, of course not. No.
And he's just all he said is, "It's great. You're going to be in for a ride." So that was it there at Disney. I thought it was quite. I thought they'd have had more of a presence.
Well, we've always thought those things about a lot of those,
Conventions,
and then we always say this is going to happen. They're going to announce this. They're going to announce that, and he's going to turn up, and he's going to say this, and none of it happens. And then
Well, it's because we got so spoiled on the first one.
we did, and I'm definitely not. I'm not getting my ass in my hands so much about it anymore, in regards to saying, well, this is going to happen and that's going to happen, because we've burnt too many times. Well, no, we haven't been burnt too many times. We've expected too much.
Our expectations haven't been met that we thought it would be.
And that's
But
that's because we build the expectation. It's nothing. It's not their fault. We're
dissecting every little bit that we find.
I'm not doing that anymore either.
But we know that celebrations are coming back in 2019, aren't we, as well? I think they said, was it 2019?
Yeah, I think it's in Europe, isn't it? Isn't it in
Germany or
Germany
something
or
like that?
Sweden or something like that?
We won't be going to that.
No, we won't be going to that, no.
So that's it. That's
Well
my
done.
news.
That was good with your I Love Pavo.
Yes.
Look at that. What a beautiful book that is. So that's it. So please come and subscribe to the podcast.
Yes, please do.
Go to pancast.co.uk. You'll find all of the stuff that we do there. Email us pancast@live.com. And
remember, if you are watching this video, do remember just to press the like button. It still does help. Every little bit helps. And also, if you want to leave a comment below, feel free to do so.
Indeed. So that was it for episode 64. When I'm 64.
Or it reminds me of Points of View.
Oh yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
That's weird. That's two days on the trot that we've mentioned Points of View.
Oh yeah. We'll bring it back.
Indeed.
Pavo and Neil's Points of View.
We're bringing Points of View back.
So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you all again next week for another episode of That's No Moon.
It's a podcast.
May the force be with you all.
Always.
There we go. Thank you very much, everybody, on YouTube.
YouTube land.
Bye.
Bye.